So this is about ethics and professional practice, right? Like every course, in this course also, we essentially add this chapter, which focuses on the ethical practices, ethics and professionalism. Ethics are the basis of professionalism. Every professional who is truly professional is very ethical. And that is the foundation, that is the basis where we stand, where we establish ourselves in our profession. And if there is no ethics in profession, then that profession is baseless. Okay? Ethics, especially for professional, first is clear communication. Clear communication is we explain clearly about the sound healing, its process, and what to expect from us and what we expect from them, right? More clarity. Because sometimes people think that sound healing is everything, right? Sound healing can heal any disease or anything. That is true. But sound healing is very delicate science, holistic healing, very delicate. Not like any other healing modality like allopathy or Ayurveda or yoga. This is very soft, gentle, delicate, and very subtle. Sometimes this doesn't work, especially for people who are blocked, who are blocked, and who don't have receptivity. Therefore, sound healing works only in not all cases, but in some cases, especially they who are very open, they who have less or no blockages, then that works more efficiently. And to remove the blockages, there are other tools, other modalities, like Ayurveda to detoxify, yoga to detoxify mind, Ayurveda to detoxify body. So through yoga and Ayurveda, first everyone has to cleanse. Then only the other healing models or healing modalities can work efficiently, like sound healing or uh, Reiki healing, right? This is also soft or transmission, what you call Shakti path, Kundalini energy transmission. So all these are very gentle, very subtle, very delicate, and that requires more sensitivity. Insensitive people cannot be benefited with sound healing. So we have to clearly explain that sound healing has these pros and cons. Sound healing has these, benefits and these principles which we have to follow as a professional, and also which will have to follow some rules for sound healing energy receiving. That's called receptivity. Second is documentation. So this is always good to have written registration form, like we receive through online. There you provide different informations, and also at the end you agree with the terms and conditions, right? Which has the consent also, that I'm interested in this course, in receiving this knowledge through the mediums, through the methods we are using, which are a standard method, internationally valid methods. So this is called documentation, taking written registration form, which outlines the details of the session in the program. Third is continuous consent. Continuous consent is that whenever you find that now you need to transmit or you need to enter into that client's more deeper layers, what you call some personal stuff also, there you have to enter and to heal, to cleanse. Where we need that, sometimes we need to place the singing ball. Suppose like you are female and I am male, and if I need to place the singing ball on your chest, then I have to take the consent from it, right? Similarly, if singing ball I have to place in the root chakra or somewhere, so this is called continuous consent, which are more delicate, more sensitive, and more personal. Although doctor's intention or healer's intention is to heal, right? If any male doctor operates or gives treatment sometimes in childbirth, delivery, then that is the doctor's intention is just to help you, right? Similarly, this is also healing. Whenever a healer needs, then that is only for the patient or for the receiver. But still, we need to take consent periodically, confirmation and consent. So this is first is uh, definition. What is that? Uh, Ethics, like purpose, techniques, potential benefits, and any risks. So these things we have to include in this uh, informed consent. Okay, means what is the healing process? What is the purpose of this? What are the techniques we'll be using? And what are the potential benefits? And also some side effects, what you call risks, right? So these things we mention into that. And next is, after informed consent, is confidentiality, because your patient or your student share lots of private informations also. So we have to keep them confidential, not to share with anybody. If we need to give an example, then we give example not naming but with synonym, anonyms, what you call anonyms, without naming anyone, but just to help others, to inspire, to motivate that, yeah, this really worked in these cases, in such serious cases with somebody. So this will work for you also. So only for that purpose, so which will motivate, which will inspire, which will create more confidence into this healing modality. Second is implementation and confidentiality. Secure storage means assuring client records securely in the laptop or password protected so that not everybody can access, hack. Discretion means avoid discussing client details with others. This is what we have mentioned, that not giving any name or client's explicit permission or required by law. So these are the discretion. Third is professional boundaries. We have to maintain professional boundaries by respecting client's privacy and not sharing personal information unnecessarily. See, I have given word unnecessarily. If we require, then very brilliantly, intelligently, without naming, we have to use that. So that was second, confidentiality. Third is non-judgment and respect. So in professionalism and ethical practices, we have to practice non-judgmental attitude. Okay, non-judgmental attitude involves approaching every client or every student with open mind, free from any biases, free from any preconceived notions, free from any religious imposition that yeah, we have to chant Om or you have to chant this mantra, otherwise this will not benefit, or Lung, Wang, Rang, these are the mantras. So you have to chant only Lung, otherwise this will not work. No, 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 it's not so. This is sound. And sound doesn't have anything to do with any character, any script. No. Sound is energy. You can use any word, anything. What is more important is our sound only, especially in this healing. So this is called non-judgment. Respecting involves the student's autonomy, dignity, and individual differences. Means we should not judge, we should not discriminate based on their nationality, based on their color, based on their languages, based on their ethnicities, cultures. No discrimination. This got equity in the professionalism. Equally, we have to accept. Second is implementation. Cultural sensitivity means we have to respect everyone's culture, religious beliefs, religious faith, personal differences. But because this is scientific approach, so we have to ask them also that this is not religious, this is absolutely scientific, and please approach this healing modality as not Indian. This is not Indian, or this is not any country's copyright. This is universal science, right? So this is science, universally available. So no any religious stuff is there into this. Although we respect your culture, but this is absolutely science, and we have to approach this without all these religious faiths. Empathy. We have to approach every student, every client with empathy and compassion. Listen actively and validate their experiences without judgment. Third is inclusivity, means create an inclusive environment, safe environment, where they feel safe, where they feel welcomed, valued, regardless of their any religious background or without any national background or any other backgrounds. Okay, so that is called non-judgment and respect. Next is professional boundaries. There are some boundaries, professional boundaries, which we have to honor, right? While approaching, while dealing with our students from different cultures, from different backgrounds. First is clear roles. So we have to clearly define and communicate our role as a sound healer. That we are the healer and we are a student's best friend, well-wisher, and we want to simply heal, no personal interest, no any other hidden intent, simply as a healer to heal. Physical boundaries means be mindful of physical boundaries, especially when touching session. When we need to touch the client during the session, we have to have this boundary. Always ask for permission before touching a client and respect their comfort levels. Because in my professional journey, I have come across with some students who had, their prior instructions that I must not be touched by anyone. And we said, okay, because this healing doesn't need touch. This is transmission. Even in yoga also, where people give adjustments, and you'll find some teachers give very badly adjustments, which I don't appreciate. But that is not ethics. Ethics says that you have to just teach this. This is asana. This is done in this way, and not unnecessary corrections. Very necessarily, and also after taking consent. It's called physical boundaries. Boundary. Second is emotional boundaries. We have to maintain emotional boundaries by providing support without becoming overly involved in clients' personal issues. Right? People are vulnerable in emotions, so we don't have to exploit people's emotional vulnerabilities. Because when any person who wants healing like a patient, that is like a patient. So not serious patient like hospitals, but they're also patients actually. Maybe mentally, physically, emotionally, they are patients. So we have to understand that how vulnerable, how imbalanced, how much in disposition they are in, right? So we have to simply honor that and not to exploit in any way. Only our goal is to help our clients, students to heal, to be healed as earlier as possible, as best as possible, and as less as your client require your sessions, right? So the noble goal should be to make every student, everyone self-dependent, not dependent. In other healing profession, they want that they should visit again and again. But here we have to just educate. We have to make them self-sufficient. So that is called non-judgment, respect, confidentiality, professional boundaries. The next is ethical marketing. In marketing also, we have to be very truthful. Ethical marketing involves promoting your services honestly, transparently, without making any aggravation or exaggeration or misleading claims. No such things in marketing. This is called ethical marketing, because I have observed that people who unethically they market themselves, they don't establish, they don't stay long in that market, in that world. So because untruth doesn't live long. Untruth doesn't live long. Truth only lives longer. So we have to be truthful. Whatever we have to clearly say that this is that, and this is what we offer. That's it. And what are the implementation? First is truthful advertisements. Wherever we advertise ourselves, we have to advertise accurately. Our qualifications, our services, our potential benefits, these things we have to advertise truthfully. Second is client testimonials. We have to use the client's testimonial responsibly. Means genuine testimonial. Sometimes you will find that people write anything, fake testimonies. Or these days you will find there are some, not only some, I would say mostly or almost all institutes, they use fake reviews. Yeah, they hire people, they pay for the reviews, and they have thousands of reviews on their listing, and people believe them because people are so blind. Huh? But yeah, somehow we have to believe everyone. But as a professional, we must not use this. That is not ethical marketing. Second is professional representation. We have to present ourselves professionally in all marketing efforts. We have to avoid making comparisons to other practitioners that could be perceived as disparaging, or so we have to be very honest in that also. We have to represent, not based on some criticize of others or something like that. This is what is authentic, and what people are doing, that's not our job, it's not our business. This is what it should be. So we have to represent ourselves professionally. Okay, so these are some ethical considerations in our profession, and there are some professional practices which we have to build in our professional journey. And actually, whatever science or techniques we learn, nature wants us to teach them also. Nature doesn't like if you learn anything and you just die with that knowledge. No. Nature appreciates if we share that with needy people. The more we share, the more blessings we receive from the nature. And to share with the public, with the mass, we'll have to be professional, and we'll have to practice some professional practices. And what are they? First is business planning. If you want to, cover mass or large numbers of people, then we'll have to have plan. That this is my vision, to teach the people at large with honesty, with sincerity, with effectivity. So these are vision and mission, which we have to define, which we have to write in the words. Then we have to make the business plan accordingly. It means we have to develop a comprehensive business plan that outlines your goals, target audience, services offered, pricing structure, and marketing strategies. So these are business plans. Okay? It's called business planning. Second is legal and financial considerations. Means when you start, to work through an organization, then only we can cover large numbers of people. And that when you begin, then you may need to register your organization with the government legally. And you can set up as sole proprietorship or partnership or LLC, whatever. But I do not appreciate partnership, because partnership sometimes later on you find was not right. So, and your partner should be very loyal to you. But these days, to find a loyal partner is very difficult. So it's better to run your own organization, right? But you have to register this. Licensing and insurance. We have to obtain the necessary license or certification, right, required in our area, like professional liability insurance to protect yourself and your practice. It's important. There is financial management. We have to set up the financial system, right? Like budgeting, accounting, tax preparations. These things are very important, because running an organization is not easy. Running an organization requires lots of legal things also. That requires a proper management. Otherwise, that will not run. And a manager appears like a devil. Why? Because a manager enforces the rules of management. So in rules, there is no emotion. We have to be simply the principle centered or rule centered. So also financial discipline. So we'll have to apply the discipline of financial management also, like human resource management, HRM, what you call human resource, and then financial management, and what you call logistics management, administrations management, admin manager. So initially we will do, yourself, but when you grow up, then you add these professionals, managers. So this is establishing your practice through an organization, through institutionalized way. Let's say creating a healing environment. And what are the requirements for healing environment? First is space where we offer. We have to choose the location that is accessible, that is quiet, and that is conducive to our practices. And that could be a dedicated studio, a shared space, or a place at your home, right? So that is called location. Second is design and ambience. We have to create a calming and welcoming environment with comfortable sitting, soothing colors, and appropriate lighting. All these are essential parts of what you call ambience, conducive ambience, right? And using elements like plants, artworks, soft textiles to enhance the space. Third is soundproofing, what we call acoustically treated soundproof. So we have to make that room or space soundproof, so that the external noise will not enter, external sound won't enter, so that whatever sound we will produce, that only will work, right? It's called soundproofing. So that is about physical space for creating sound healing environment. Now sound healing tools and equipments. Instruments. Invest in high quality and sound healing instruments, right? Like singing bowls, gongs, tuning forks, chimes. These should be tuned and well experimented, so that we produce better, you know, sounds. Like an artist uses perfect tool, right? Not any instrument. Regularly maintain and tune your instruments to ensure they produce optimal sound, right? So these are instruments. Then next is technology. We have to consider about incorporating the technology also in our practices, like recording equipment and speakers to enhance your sessions and offer digital services, especially for the group healing session. In a small group, you may not need speakers, but when you are going to give a large group, then you will need a speaker. So these were tools and equipments. Next is professional development. Okay. Professional development is also a very important part of professionalism. And first is continuous learning, as you have done so far, and also I wish you will keep learning about, uh, whatever you're learning. So continuous learning includes advanced training, right? Like you firstly learn level 1, then level 2, then in future, if time will allow, then level 3. So we keep upgrading ourselves. This is called advanced training. Is part of continuous learning. Second is a specialization. Consider your specialization in a specific area of sound healing. Like you may be specialized in healing the children or the trauma survivors or the senior citizens or the young people according to the populations. Specialization or focus on particular techniques like vocal tuning or biofield tuning or singing ball or any instrument. Like you're learning, piano, so you can use piano also in your sound healing. Yeah. So you see your specialization and use that. That will help you develop professionally. Second is networking and collaboration, professional associations. So we have to join professional associations and organizations related to sound healing and complementary therapies. So these networks help us to get the opportunities and to get the new people. Sometimes you don't know what works. So we have to be professionally associated with different organizations. Next is collaborative projects. We can collaborate also with other practitioners like yoga instructors, therapists, and holistic health professionals. Sometimes your uh, you know, same fields professionals, like professionals of the same field, may not like to collaborate because of enviness, because of competitive, you know, thoughts. They may not like to collaborate. But you can collaborate with other holistic health practitioners like yoga teachers, therapists, meditation teachers, meditation centers, yoga studios. There you can collaborate. So this is called professional development. Next is marketing and outreach. Actually, we have to market whatever knowledge we have. If we do not market ourselves, then people won't understand it. People won't know about you. And how to market? Branding. We have to make the brand. Branding, professional identity. Make your identity. Maintain your values, your expertise. Let the people know who you are through your logo, through your website, through the promotional materials. It's called branding. Second is client attraction. We have to attract the client through content marketing, like blogging, videos, newsletters, or word of mouth, like visiting cards. Also, whenever you go to some, you know, events, there you can share your visiting cards. That can also attract your new client. Sometimes workshops and events offer workshops, seminars, and community events to attract new clients and showcase your expertise. Okay. Sometimes host online events to reach the wider audience. It's called client attraction. Third is client retention, customer service. Provide excellent customer service by being responsive, approachable, and attentive to your client's needs. Create a positive and supportive experience for every participant, every client interaction. Then follow-up is also very important. Maintain regular contact with clients through follow-up emails, check-ins and newsletters. Offer loyalty programs, referral incentives, and special promotions to encourage repeated business or repeated subscriptions of your students. It's called client retention. To retain the client, we'll have to be very bona fide in our customer service and follow. That is marketing and outreach. Next is client management. We have to maintain the relationship with the clients. So managing client interactions, maintaining records, and handling challenging situations. So this section provides that. First is client intake and assessment. Initial consultants. So firstly, they will consult you. There you'll ask the questions through written or through verbal questionnaires. You can make questionnaires what you may need common questions. You'll ask from your student. You will have interviews and observational techniques to gather comprehensive information. Second is rapport building. Establish rapport by actively listening, showing empathy, and validating the client's experience. Create a safe and supportive environment for the client to share openly. It's called rapport building. So this is initial consultation. Second is individualized treatment plans. Actually, these healings are best one-on-one, individual. In group, a person cannot receive that. It's like if any patient comes to doctor for consultation, that is one-on-one, right? Not in a group. Because every patient has unique requirement, unique prescription also, unique treatment method also, not common. So any healing, whether yoga, whether meditation, whether sound healing, is absolutely unique. And if anyone receives one-on-one service, one-on-one healing session, that is the best. It may be a little expensive, but that is best actually. The quality in view of the fees would be at least 4 times larger, 4 times better. The quality is only more valuable. Okay. Customization and collaboration, individualized treatment plan. Like a session documentation and record keeping. Means session notes. Maintain a detailed records of every session, including techniques used, what your techniques you used, client's responses, and any progress or changes you observe. Use these notes to track the client's progress over time. And confidentiality, ensure that client's records are stored securely. Like earlier I had mentioned, encrypted and secure restoration. It's called record keeping. And progress monitoring. We have to monitor the progress through regular assessments. Every session should be healing, should be more transformative. And you assess that. And if you need to make some changes in your healing methods or instruments or anything, you immediately change. Next is goal setting. Work with the client to set realistic and achievable goals. Celebrate milestones and achievements to keep the client motivated and engaged. Not just, you have to be completely healthier and we'll make you healthier. That's good. But step by step. Slowly, they will find that reduced stress level, reduce anger, reduce reactiveness. These are the good changes. Slowly, you will find if anyone will receive your healing regularly, that person will change just after 1 month. Yeah. And after 3 months, 6 months, more. But this is a holistic healing, right? This is not simply producing sound and transmitting sound. No. So that is the theme. That is the what you call featured practice. But what is important is the atmosphere, is the mental environment, emotional environment, physical health optimization, lifestyle changes. These are requirements. These are required, and through these, you will start noticing changes in their lives. And if they are present, they are available, then the energy transmission or sound transmission becomes very easy, very easier, very efficient. Handling challenging situations, sometimes you may confront your students' emotional release. They may feel emotionally vulnerable, emotionally hazardous also sometimes because of anger, because of negative emotions, because of their suppressed emotions. They will be reactive. They will be very reactive. We have to accept, we have to deal with them with gentleness, with kind and loving mind, understanding that this happens. Crisis management, develop a plan for handling emotional crisis, like having a list of emergency contacts, like referral sources, resources for mental health support. They are emotional release. Okay, client discomfort, listen and respond. The clients may have lots of discomforts. You will try to provide as best as possible if you can for their comfort, but sometimes the client expects too much where you may not be fit. So a client also needs to adjust, but yeah, again, that depends on the timing, on the possibility. If you'll give too much comfort, that is again not helping. Too much of anything, too much discomfort, too much comfort is not conducive to the benefits. But again, we have to listen optimally, and boundaries. We have to set clear boundaries and communicate them to the client. Means if a client's behavior becomes inappropriate or disruptive, address the issue respectfully and assertively. We try to give, especially when you are running a group session, a group training or group retreat, if anybody is very hazardous, you try to correct. If anybody is very inappropriate or disruptive, you try to correct. But if that is not controllable, then you may need to, you know, temporarily what you call expel that person, maybe temporarily or maybe forever, just to preserve the other members, other participants. But still, we have to be very kind, compassionate, okay? Only for the sake of that person's health and wellness, and also for the sake of other participants' health and wellness, and the investments of time, money, energy. Next is ethical dilemmas, ethical decision making. Sometimes when you face with ethical dilemmas, dilemma, like use a structured decision making process that considers the client's well-being, professional guidelines, and legal requirements. Sometimes consultation may be required. Seek guidance from mentors, supervisors, or professional associations when dealing with complex ethical issues. Okay, so these are challenging situations to handle with intelligence, with kindness and compassion, but at the same time with the true thoughts. That is professional self-care, personal well-being, self-care practice. Prioritize your own well-being also, not only of your clients. We have to be also healthy. Then only we can provide the health. How? Through self-care practice, like regular exercise, regular meditation, regular proper nutrition, regular adequate rest. These are very important. Boundaries. Set and maintain healthy boundaries between your professional and personal life. Right? You should not hurt your professional life because of your professional personal life, and you should not hurt your personal life because of professional life. Keep both separate. Right? You have to take care of yourself. You take care of your clients, but at the same time yourself also. Avoid overworking and make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. That's what personal well-being. Next is professional development. Okay, professional development means lifelong learning. We have to keep learning all the time. Not that yes, we have finished the course and that is done. No, still learning, always keep learning from books, from your own experiences, and especially from new opportunities, from new challenges, from new obstacles, new problems. Also, you learn. Peer support. Build a network of peers and colleagues for support, collaboration, mutual growth. Participate in peer supervision, discussion groups, and professional communities. Okay. Reflection and growth. Self reflection is very important. Regularly reflect on your practice, experience, and personal growth. This is what I also do. This is what even Buddha, who was super master, who was supreme master, who also used to do this. He used to resort himself for 7 days sometimes, not talking to anybody. 7 days. He used to appoint a disciple that bring food for me, because he used to not go to the village to get the foods, because they were monks, and monks depend on the alms, begging alms. So for 7 days, he used to get that food through his disciple. He used to remain confined for 7 days, sometimes for 15 days, sometimes for 1 month. This is required for supermaster also. Then what about the disciples? It's very important. Reflection, growth, supervision, introspection, self-analysis. All these are very important. Togetherly, this is called self-reflection. Feedback. Actively seek feedback from clients, peers, and mentors. Like I'm your mentor, right? Whenever you will give the sessions to your clients, you seek their feedback also, and also your peers, and also like you show sometimes your videos or your session, or you share you through writing or through video, whatever, and you ask my feedback, and that helps you a lot in your professional growth. So use this feedback or these feedbacks constructively to enhance your skills and practices. So, in short, in summary, ethics and professionalisms are cornerstones of a successful and respected sound healing practice. And by following these principles, these disciplines, ethical principles, and professional disciplines, you will benefit yourself a lot and also your clients. If your clients are happy, you are happy, right? And we have to always explore. We have to always maintain our, professionalism and our ethical disciplines to provide high quality, compassionate, and master class. I won't say world class. I would say master class. Master class. Yeah, healing sessions, healing practices. Okay. So this journey requires dedication, continuous learning, and deep commitment to your clients' healing and growth, and to this sound healing principle, sound healing science. And this manual book will remain with you forever. So this will guide you also like a workbook. Whenever you forget, sometimes you just open any chapter and you start reading, that will again remind you what you had learned, what is sound in. So that was the ethical parts. Next is sessions and supervised practice. Okay. This we can cover in our next session.